Well, obviously we're very disappointed we didn't score enough points to win. Obviously that's our job each and every week to do that, and we didn't get that done. We felt like we played really, really well at times, and we also felt like we left some points out on the field. I think we left a couple touchdowns out there, to be quite honest with you. We had some things structurally set up, and whether it be the run game or the pass game, and couldn't execute in certain times. But then on the other hand, I thought there was times where the guys executed at a very high level, and it was good to see some guys step up and have a little success. And we played a lot of different players. I think that will pay dividends as the season wears on. I think that when you can play a lot of offensive players, they come over here on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday a little more energetic and a little more lively to understand that there's a chance they're going to have a role and be able to play in the game and contribute. So we tried to do that some last week, and hopefully we can carry that into this week and continue that through the rest of the season. So overall, obviously not good enough to win, but I thought we did some good things.
What's the disappointment level of losing Jared, and just what's the impact on the offense?
Very disappointed for him. I mean, Jared is, outside of being a very good football player, he's an outstanding person. I've really enjoyed the 2 years that I had a chance to be around him. He's a great person. He's turned really into a great leader on our team, which has been awesome to watch, his transition into that role. But that will hurt because he's very experienced. He's a good leader, and he was playing well Saturday when he got hurt. He made some plays for us, and you were starting to see the old Jared Cornelius start to unfold, and I think we would have got a really better version of him each and every week. So really disappointed for him, and then obviously disappointed for our team. And just like we lost Riley Williams, and now we lost Jared, guys got to step up.
Who do you see stepping up in that receiver corps besides Enos?
I think Jordan Jones and Dion. Dion's the one we got to get going a little bit. He's really practiced very, very well, and he hasn't seen the fruits of his labor come to fruition yet, as far as the production on the field. And I do think he's close to hopefully breaking out and catching some balls. TJ Hammonds has to continue just to practice better and get everybody more comfortable with him. He has ability. Gary Cross came on the last week or two and practiced really well, so his role will get expanded a little bit. And if there's any other guys, Gerard Barnes and Tobias Enlow and whoever else we can manufacture in there. But the guys just got to keep practicing. The receivers had a really good week of practice last week as a whole, and I think that showed during the game. We were happy with the way they played.
Do you think so much change on the offensive line in the game is just because you have a lot of good offensive linemen, or do you think it's due to some instability there?
I think guys, just like at every position, guys have good days and guys have bad days, and I think, Saturday we were trying to find a formula to be more consistent. There was times where all five of them played very well, and then there was times where they didn't. I have to give Texas A&M credit. They took two of their best defensive tackles, and they were moving them over our freshmen, and Dylan Mack and 92. Both those guys are, I think, outstanding players. Two of the better tackles in our league, and not just Ty Clary, but a lot of guys had trouble stopping those guys from moving forward. And Ty, I thought, did a tremendous job. He battled and did a great job in the run game, and he got overpowered a little bit in the pass game. And so we moved Johnny Gibson in there because he's got a little more girth and a little more power, and he held up a little better in the pass protections. And then, Paul Ramirez got a chance to go in and play some, and he made a mistake or two, but for his first time playing, thought he handled that environment and did some really good things. So we're going to continue to put those guys in position all week, and probably throughout the rest of the season, probably 6 of them will play, maybe 7 will play. Zach Rogers got in on another one of our special personnel groupings and did a good job as well.
I guess the inspiration for you coming that you obviously sprung it on the Aggies. Now everybody has the film. Do you think you can keep using Cole in that role going forward? How do you think he handled it?
He did a great job. He was very into it. He was the moment and the situation was not too big for him at all. He loved it. He's a competitor. Here's the great thing about it. People can know he's coming in, but he's a quarterback, and he can run every pass play in our offense. He can run every running play in our offense. So it's not like we're taking a running back and moving him back there. We're taking a guy that can throw the ball at a very high level. And obviously, we had a play action pass for a touchdown on the goal line. We feel very comfortable calling our entire offense with him in there. It just so happens that he's 260 pounds. And he runs hard, and in some of those short yardage situations, they were playing basically after they figured out he was going to run the ball, they were putting a goal line short yardage defense in there, and we were still able to manufacture some first downs, which is a plus. But I think one thing that's advantage for us is when we have him in there, we're really, in my opinion, not tipping our hand what we're doing because we can really run. We can throw screens, we can throw play actions, we can hand the ball off, we can run him, you know. Your quarterback run game is very good. It creates advantages for the offense. It gets you to 7 guys blocking 7 guys with a runner, and we don't really want to do that with Austin Allen too much, just because we don't want to get him hit all those extra times. And so Cole Kelly actually came up with the idea. He just said, "Try to use me any way you can," and then as an offensive staff, we put together a little plan and got the team excited and got him excited. And also, as you look towards the future, you know, Austin Allen's not going to be here for after this year. It's always good to get other quarterbacks in the game and get them some game experience. So whether Cole or somebody else is the starter or whatever next year, at least we got a guy with some game experience.
When did he come to you and say, hey, let's?
During the bye week, he brought it up. He just said, "I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help the team. If you need to use me in another role or whatever." And Coach Bielema and I talked about it, and Coach was like, "Let's try to come up with something," and that's what we came up with.
He seems to bring some energy too.
Yeah, he's very well liked on the team, and he's a very positive, outgoing personality, and he's a competitor. There are certain guys that just like to play a lot, and they like to be in the spotlight, and they like to have the ball in their hands, you know. And Cole's one of those guys. I mean, like I said, the moment was not too big. As a matter of fact, I had to tell him to back up from me a couple of times on the sidelines because he was wanting, was wanting more, which I think is a real positive.
On the play where the guy was running open, what did you see? Did he say on that play? It looked like there was potential for a big game passing.
Oh, yeah, we actually had a missed assignment up front, so we had pressure, and we had a comeback, a guy that was running a comeback that we were going to get our feet ready to throw the ball. He got pulled up because of the error in the protection, and then obviously it was a 1st and 10 call. We never want to take a sack on a 1st and 10 call pass, and he was just trying to get out, and he couldn't get it to the guy. But we ran the H wheel then a little bit later in the game, and Cole takes credit for getting that call established because he said he identified that they weren't covering that guy. So.
Just in general, do you feel kind of a mental barrier was crossed on the goal line offense?
I don't. I mean, against Florida A&M in the first game, we were, I think, 6 for 6 in the red zone, and I guess nobody counts that or whatever, but I do. It's a football game. You're playing it against a defense that has coaches and scholarship players, so I got to be honest with you, I didn't know much about it. Coach Bielema had mentioned it to me, and but again, I look at things not as we can't do that. I look at that particular play and why didn't it work, and let's make it better. You know what I mean? So structure-wise, I think we've had plays there. I think maybe we didn't execute, and I think this week we did a better job executing. But it's going to be tough every week. In our league, you get down in that area, they have a lot of big, good athletes playing down there, and they sell out, and it's hard to run the ball. And you look at the NFL, and they have problems down there too. You have to get creative with what you're doing down there, and we'll continue to try to come up with packages and the way to get it in. But the big thing was this week the players executed it, and they did a really good job.
So the Cole packages were called Steamboat. What was the inspiration for the Hayden package? Did you have a name, and what did you think of that?
Chase, we call it Wild Hog, and we actually ran it a little bit in the bowl game with TJ. And then, again, we wanted to have a way, again, to get Chase, get him in the game and get him involved more. Obviously, he's really, really good with the ball in his hands. And, again, that's another package that will continue to grow. And we have, other things involved with that package. But we put different players in there with him, too. Again, another package to get more offensive players in the game and get these guys on the field and let them have some fun and play.
How come calls is called Steamboat?
I guess after our first game, somebody called him the Louisiana Steamboat somewhere, and he didn't like it, so we then named it after that, as a coach would do, find his name that he doesn't like and call him that. So everybody calls him Steamboat now. I think I'm sure he's real happy I'm talking about this right now, but.
Like he's a gambler, Steamboat.
I guess, or they can't. I guess he's a big barge moving down the river, and you can't knock him knock him off course. I guess that's the way I took it. So, but
What do you think about Jonathan Nance's emergence?
he's done a really good job. I mean, he's made plays. That's a big thing, and it's like Jared Cornelius. My first 2 years here, when people would ask me about him, could always come to mind was the guy makes plays. Like he catches the ball when it's thrown to him. He gets open, finds a way to be in that right spot at that right time. And I think Jonathan Nance has some of that. He's got a knack. I do think, again, you're going to see the guy continue to get better as he gets more comfortable. He still had a couple of things that we need to clean up from the game. Again, it's a guy that's only been playing 3 games here with us, but I'm excited about him as being a guy, being a playmaker, and some things so a guy that we can build some things around.
The tight end screen game is something that a lot of teams don't run. What do you think that adds to your offense, the type of players you have there?
Well, I think again, you try to find guys who you want to get the ball to. C.J. O'Grady is a guy where we think is emerging as a guy that needs the ball and needs touches. So we'll try to be creative and find ways to get him the ball. And we also think Austin Cantrell is a very capable receiver, maybe a guy that a defense loses focus on as well because he is such a dynamic blocker for us, but a guy that we know because we see him every day that has very good ball skills and is a good athlete. And again, we try to be very multiple and versatile with our offense and diverse and play action and throwing screens away from action and getting eyes away and doing those things. These are things we have to do, especially in our league with defenses being as good as they are, is try to create window dressing, if you will, and try to get guys in space.
And Brett said that you guys, before the end of the half, didn't want to go down and try to score. I guess you didn't make it to give Texas A&M time to go score. Why, if you're worried about Texas A&M trying to score, why weren't you guys trying to score before that?
Well, the first play of the drive, we threw a play action shot, and we had a guy open, and we had a guy get beat on a protection, and we had to throw the ball quickly to the check down, and it got tackled inbounds, and we lost a bunch of crucial time there. And I think at that point, Coach had decided that, you know what, okay, we were going to give it a first down shot. We did. We didn't get it executed, and then we didn't want to, at that point, push the envelope, I guess. Coach makes those decisions. I was up to 100% on board with that. I thought it was a smart thing to do. But we did on that first play. We tried to be aggressive, and we had a nice play-action pass with C.J. O'Grady on a wheel route. And he was open, too, and we couldn't get it to him. That's football. It's part of life. And then we decided we were getting the ball first, and let's take it in.
How do Arizona State's defense, I think they got 12 sacks. What's your take on that?
I think they're very, very multiple. They blitz a lot. They blitz all over the place. They're very well coached. They play extremely hard. They create issues for you just based on the multiplicity of what they do. It's different from what they were doing last year too. So we watched film of them last year, and this is different. So it's going to be a challenge just for our guys to each and every week to figure out blitz patterns and blitz packages and run game, how those fit and how that fits with our protection scheme. So again, we got a lot of young new guys playing, and be a big challenge.
How much Austin made some progress from the TCU game to this game? How you assess how he played?
I thought he was outstanding. I thought he made big time throws at big time moments. He got hit several times and made very, very accurate throws. I thought a couple of minuses I gave him where his pocket posture wasn't good. We got to get him going forward in a couple of those situations. And to really be honest with you, he had that play at the end of the game. He should have checked the ball down, as he'll tell you, on the last play of the game. But shoot, other than that, he made that post he threw for a touchdown was as good a throw as I've seen. Made some plays on third down. I thought our screen game did an outstanding job of drawing rush towards them and giving guys an extra tick or two to get loose and find space so we could get the ball to him for a big gain, an explosive gain. And you know, I thought he played very, very fast. I thought he played relaxed. I thought he played a really good football game.
The pass to Patton in overtime maybe comes out a little quicker.
Yeah, you know, we'd like it, but he's looking at the post first, and, you know, by the time post first, bam, wasn't there, and he got off, and again, those are bang plays, and obviously we got a guy open for a touchdown, and we'd like to have him throw it 3 feet to the left rather than right there, and, you know, but it's football.
That wasn't a minus play.
Well, yeah, I gave him one because we got a guy open for a touchdown, and we didn't get it, but you know, my point is that it's not as easy as it looks. You know, it's not like you're throwing it on air out there and there's a guy standing in the end zone. He was going post to there. He made a quick decision, and obviously we like to have him have the ball in a little different spot.
Yeah, I bet there's some senior quarterbacks, they wouldn't like giving up their snaps to a redshirt freshman or a true freshman, but Austin seemed like he was real positive about that.
Yeah, he was on board with it right from the get-go. That's how Austin is. He's a team guy. He wants to win, and he's like, this can help us move the ball and help us win games. I'm all for it, and you know, he's been real good with it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.